Attention JephCon attendees. Hi, hello, welcome. This is the explainer video. I'm Jeff. Our team of high quality volunteers has been weighing options and trying to make sure to cover as many possible avenues as we can because stuff's messed up right now. JephCon, as it was originally structured, can't happen this year the way that we had planned it, so we're going to have to do some things differently. Scheduled dates for JephCon 2020 are still being used, just a little differently than anticipated. I'll be streaming on May 16th and 17th, possibly a little bit of the 15th too, but that depends. It'll probably just be a warm-up, and who knows, but, more on that to come. We're going to do our best to put on a great show, because it's scary out there, and calls to mental health lines in the U.S. have quintupled over the last 2 months, and that's just the stats they're reporting. To Write Love in Her Arms, as well as many other mental health charities, need our support more than ever. But Jeff, you say, confused and scared, Ohio's still under a stay-at-home order. How can you run JephCon without players? Well, bear with me. On May 16th, I'm going to be running a couple solo games. Not just because it'll keep the most people safe, but also because I want to showcase some ways that you can play RPGs all by yourself should the want or need to do so arise. One of those games is going to be Ironsworn. Ironsworn is a game, if you can't tell by the cool cover art, is Viking nonsense, but without all the, we'll say, casually racist baggage going along with that in the modern era. We're going to be playing Ironsworn. It's going to be the first segment of the day, probably about 3 hours or so. We're going to roll up a character, and then that character is going to explore some Viking shenanigans. The other solo RPG I'm going to be running is one of the ancient tomes from the long, long ago in the 1980s. Fighting fantasy. Now, it may not be this fighting fantasy book specifically, but it'll be one of them. The third time slot on Saturday is going to be Magic the Gathering Arena. Now, I'm going to be having an open challenge going for members of the JephCon community, so if you play Magic and you want to soundly trounce me in front of an audience of dozens, now's your chance. Then on the 17th, I'm going to be spending my birthday trying my hand at running a game for folks online. One game over the course of the entire afternoon. It's going to be a speed run of Lost Mine of Phandelver from the D&D starter set that came out about 5 years ago. 20th level characters prepared by me will steamroll, hopefully, through a level 1 to 5 beginner adventure. Will they complete the game before the time limit expires without any real effort on their part, or will they look like fools as they get stuck on easy mode puzzles and simpler exploration meant for groups of small children? Only one way to find out. The other major change for JephCon 3.5, as we're calling it kind of internally, is that there's much less physical prize support this year. My generous crafting friends have all been a little too busy making masks to donate to the less fortunate to worry about making dice bags or mittens or anything like that this year. I'll be giving away a couple of books from my vast collection, as well as a few other surprises throughout the day. We are still planning on having an in-person event as like a sort of analog adjacent event on June 19th, 20th, and 21st. For all of your Pathfinder Society, Starfinder Society, and small batch RPG needs. That, of course, is unfortunately still very much up in the air at this point. I don't want to just outright cancel all the in-person stuff because it brought a lot of joy and excitement to a lot of people in previous years. But, as previously stated, there's a pandemic on, and we don't know what late June is going to look like just yet. A final decision on that will be made at a later date, hopefully within the next 3 weeks or so. But, again, we don't know. The state of Ohio is doing its best to reduce infection rates by keeping as many people home as possible, and I don't want to risk the health and safety of my friends or strangers at this point. In the event that the in-person event does get canceled, JephCon 3.5 will serve as JephCon 2020 in its entirety, mostly because I can't keep asking people to change their schedules around repeatedly and reactionarily beyond what I've already done. So, thank you for your time. We will once again be broadcasting from JephCon.org. The schedule will be posted there, as well as the JephCon website, as soon as we have it 100% nailed down. If you would like to volunteer for anything, You can reach me via Twitter or Facebook. I'm basically everywhere on the internet at this point except for TikTok because I'm too old for TikTok. I think that's it. Thanks for taking the time to watch this. I know it's weird. The world is a weird and terrifying place, and we're going to do everything we can to bring a little bit of light to that. So